Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The best channel in all the land. Okay, that's not true. But it is a channel, so I got that going for me. Going to talk about a few exciting things for you here today. There's an article stating that there's evidence that XRP is about to see a 20% price increase, so I'm going to cover that for you. I think the topic is fun. I'm also going to talk to you about an exchange that's been experiencing some hacks, and people have been losing their XRP on it, so definitely stay tuned for that one, because if you have any XRP on that exchange, you might want to consider moving it. And I have used the exchange in question in the past. It's actually the first exchange I used to acquire my original XRP a year and a half or so ago. Also, positive news here. I'm going to talk about Ripple's expansion into a new corridor and its growth in terms of acquiring financial institutions as new customers. So lots of exciting stuff here. Now, before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but don't smash it. That seems unnecessarily aggressive and you're going to hurt the thing. You're not that kind of person. And also, if you would please subscribe. It's how I validate my self-worth as a human being. On with the content. All right. So here we go. This is from ambcrypto.com from earlier today, titled Ready, Set, Go, with a question mark there. XRP prices coiling up for a meteoric rise of 20%. And it starts out stating, the third largest cryptocurrency in the world, XRP, is coiling up for a launch into the stratosphere. The falling wedge setup seen in the chart below signals a bullish breakout for XRP in the near term. The falling wedge formation is a bullish pattern accompanied by a reduction in volume, which is apparent as seen in the chart above. Typically, the largest part of the wedge will be the total length of the breakout, factoring in the same. The breakout for XRP, whenever it occurs, will push the price of XRP from 37 to 38 cents to a minimum of 45 to 46 cents. And anytime I talk about price, I want to be super, super clear here. I am not a hype guy. I just think it's really fun to talk about this stuff. I'm a regular XRP community just like anybody else. I just happen to make YouTube videos on the topic because it's that big of a hobby for me. I really enjoy it. I click on videos that have this type of content because I just think it's fun. It's fun to talk about. That being said, do not buy or sell anything because of what I'm saying. Don't buy or sell anything because of this freaking article either. That's a stupid idea. Don't do it. Keep your emotions in check. Talk to a financial planner if you want to buy or sell anything in the crypto space or elsewhere. Any sort of investment, really. But, I still think, and it's nice to see upward price movement. If this is really going to happen, they got some nice charts here, super duper. I do like to see that. Hopefully it comes true. But, it's going to be the type of price movements we're talking about here. It's going to be a drop in the bucket big picture. When you consider that XRP used to be, its all-time high close to $3.80, you know what? I can't imagine a world where we don't get back to that at some point. Was that really it? XRP, with minimal adoption at that point, is really just retail speculation, but not as much actual adoption in terms of utility. Was that really it for XRP? With that little adoption, just the speculation drove that high? I can't see that being the case. Just my personal opinion, me without a financial background, I can't see that being the case, especially since there's evidence of, first of all, Ripple's doing billing on top of the XRP ledger, their client acquisition, which I'm going to get into in just a bit. But I can't imagine that we're just going to we already saw the best times and it's all downhill from there. And especially consider this. We all know that cryptocurrencies in general, the altcoins, they all move, roughly, in tandem with Bitcoin's price action. Do you really think that Bitcoin is going to go to zero? Because XRP, more or less, in the short term, is going to fall prior to massive utility adoption, which I still think is coming. I think there's evidence to support that. But I do think the utility side, to be clear, I think that's going to be rather gradual. I don't think that you're going to see big bursts resulting specifically from utility. When you see big bursts, that's what I think causes that. It's just going to be retail speculations because there's emotional human beings buying and selling. But as you add or increase the network effect, the actual value of the network, as at least consider what Ripple's doing, adding new participants within the ecosystem. You've got new market makers, linking up exotic corridors all over the place, and as more participants enter to make their buying and selling fees as market makers, of course you know what that's going to do. It's going to decrease the supply of XRP and slowly, organically increase the price of XRP over time. That's by design. That's how Ripple sees this playing out. And so I like seeing this stuff, but again, understand this is more from a retail speculation side. That said, I buy XRP regularly, and after this video, I am going to buy more, not because of this, though. It's because it's time for me to buy more, because, again, like I said, I buy on a regular basis. Got a schedule for myself, anyway. Next year, check this out. This is from Thomas, and I butcher his name every time I cite him on the channel. Thomas Silkgier. Sorry, I'm butchering it. My bad. All right, for those of you that don't know, before I read this tweet here, GateHub has been getting hacked tremendously, and there are a lot of people that have had their XRP stolen from GateHub. GateHub is the first exchange where I acquired my original XRP back in November of 2017. And I remember how I did it initially. I had to use Shapeshift as an intermediary. I guess I must have bought Bitcoin on Coinbase, or I think I was using Bitcoin at the time because I didn't realize that either Ethereum or Litecoin would have been better and cheaper faster for transfers. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, I used Shapeshift as the intermediary to get my XRP onto GateHub. Thankfully, not long thereafter, I did move it into cold storage. I purchased a Ledger Nano S in December, and I got all my crypto off. So ain't nobody stealing my XRP. I hope not. Don't find a way, please. It's mine. But anyway, since that's been happening, if you hadn't heard about that, if you do have XRP on there, hopefully it hasn't been stolen, but if you do, please get it off of there. It's not safe. Put your crypto in cold storage. Don't leave anything on exchanges unless it's for a very short period of time and you plan to move it, or if you're keeping a little bit on if you're a day trader, which is not my shtick. But if you want to do that, okay, I get it. But outside of that, don't keep any crypto on exchanges. Seriously, don't do it. Bad idea. But he's got this interesting chart here that shows cash out versus thefts on here. So, you know what? I think I'll link to this in case you want to look more into it and read some of his contents. I read through some of this here, and if you just want to learn more about how GateHub operates and the wallet situation there, you actually can. I'm not going to go through it for this video, but feel free to check it out if you feel so inclined. Take a look at this piece here now. This is from Daily Hodl, titled, Ripple Reveals Record-Breaking Surge in Transactions on Global Payment Network RippleNet. Ripple is reporting a record-breaking burst in the number of transactions on RippleNet, the network of banks and financial institutions that use the company's suite of cross-border payment solutions. The San Francisco startup made the announcement while officially confirming its expansion to South America's largest country, Brazil. And before I read this quote from Ripple, I've cited on the channel previously the two initial quarters that have been targeted heavily, tremendously by Ripple, are United States to Mexico and the United States to Philippines, because as at least one employee, David Schwartz, Ripple CEO, has publicly stated, they view those exotic corridors as low-hanging fruit. Reason being is there's the most friction within those remittance corridors. It's very costly to move money from U.S. to the either to Mexico or the Philippines or vice versa. And so it makes sense for Ripple to start there, where customers experience the least desirable customer experience, right? So that makes a ton of sense. So here's what Ripple had to say. Ripple is experiencing dramatic growth, adding an average of 2 to 3 new financial institutions to RippleNet each week. The company saw more transactions on the network in Q1 of 2019 than it did in all of 2018. That's amazing. In 2019, Ripple is focused on growing its customer base and team in Brazil and across South America, including in countries such as Chile, Peru, and Argentina. In January, Ripple surpassed 200 customers on RippleNet. The company is experiencing rapid customer growth across all markets and is launching in Brazil in response to high customer demand in South America. Now, of course, as we know, the vast majority of these financial institutions that are starting out, in particular the banks, they're on Xcurrent, which is not utilizing XRP as a mechanism for cross-border payments. But understand that all these financial institutions that jump on board with Xcurrent, they are future potential XRapid customers. And if you can provide a better customer service at a lower price, and you can, what do you think is going to happen? I foresee massive adoption of XRP at some point. But, look, I understand it. You know, as they say in the past, I've heard this stated. I don't even know where I first heard this, but it's such a true point. It's kind of like, if you're a bank, it's like no bank on the planet wants to be the first bank to use something new like this, cryptocurrency as a bridge mechanism, in this case specifically XRP. But it's also true that no bank wants to be the last. It's like every bank wants to be second, because it's like the floodgates open, okay, somebody else did it, and now we can go. And from there, you'll see. Look at the technology bell curve. I've covered that in past videos. What do you think is going to happen? There's early adopters, and then there's early majority, and ultimately the laggards at the tail end will pretty much be forced to adapt or die. And so that's how I foresee this playing out here. But I love seeing this because, again, like I've talked about in many videos in the past, you've got the corridors of Mexico and the Philippines, and now we've got Brazil here that they're tackling, and there are going to be many, many, many more. Ripple is taking a truly strategic approach, finding those corridors which can most utilize the technology they offer today. Those corridors with the most friction. Here is the original piece that Ripple put out yesterday, which is what the Daily Hodl used to write their piece here. And so I'm going to link this too. I'm not going to read through this, but feel free to take a look at that. Here's another piece by Daily Hodl. And this one's titled, and it's on the same topic, Ripple launching new hub in Brazil to expand network across South America report. And it starts out, Ripple has reportedly launched an office in Brazil to expand its operations in South America. At the helm is Luiz Antonio Sacco, a former CEO of the Brazilian subsidiary of the Warranty Group, a global warranty solution provider. The new office will serve as Ripple's hub for all of South America, including, according to a report by Cointelegraph Brazil. Okay, and then here's the quote here from Ripple stating, "We are excited to expand our ecosystem in the region and bring more financial institutions connected to RippleNet, which will contribute to the greater efficiency of global payments and, above all, a better experience for its customers. And Ripple has differentiated itself in this sector because it offers proven solutions to solve real problems, opening the way to the rest of the South American continent." Love reading that, guys. So, just you got to give this thing time to bake. You know, I know everybody wants XRP to moon, and then Lambo. Everybody's like, I love that stupid freaking name. Win moon, win Lambo. Eventually, shut up. It's coming. Right? If you hold long enough and you have enough, I guess. That's just my opinion, though. Anyway, it states the official announcement is expected to be made in Sao Paulo during CIAB Febraban, an upcoming banking event from June 11th to June 13th, and it's June 12th now. So either it's happening presumably today or tomorrow, and we shall see. But either way, the word's out regardless. So. Or actually, I guess that's what was covered in here, so maybe it did happen the other day. That's it, yeah. Sorry, brain fart. But anyway, look, I've covered a lot of this in the video, so I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I'm telling you, just keep looking for real-world development, because the price action that you're seeing with XRP, it's pure retail speculation based on human emotion, has nothing to do with the fundamentals. Long-term fundamentals will win the day, I do believe. And another thing also, there's a lot of whale pumps here, which are causing manipulation, not just in XRP, but in every cryptocurrency out there. So I'm a patient man. What about you? You gonna hodl? You gonna hodl your XRP? That's all I got for you today. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea.